I need to know a little script kind of what we're supposed to be doing.
We're starting.
Oh, is this going to be in there?
Well, I'm Christy, and this is Keeping Up with Christy. And today's episode's a little different because I have company. So I decided that since we're quarantined and we're always looking for something to do, I would give my husband a little baking lesson. So that's what we're doing today.
I'm so excited to do this. You have no idea.
He really is. He's actually been begging me to let him do a video with me ever since I started the YouTube channel, which was 100% all his idea in the first place. But it's been fun. It's something we actually do together and decide on recipes that I'll film and do, and so he wanted to join me. So here we are. So we are making banana nut bread.
What is my job? Let's get started.
You're gonna make a whole loaf of banana nut bread all by yourself.
All by myself.
All by yourself. I'm gonna make one here. I have my pan, my bowl.
Oh, is this a competition?
No. I'm not competing because I would win because I've been doing this my whole life. All right, so what we're gonna start with are some bananas. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when we go to the store right now for quarantine, we're constantly buying bananas and apples. And guess what keeps going bad at my house? Bananas and apples. And so we are making banana bread because we got these that are like not too far gone, but they would be in another day, and they're drawing fruit flies. So we're gonna get rid of them. So this recipe needs 2 to 3 bananas, and we have 5, so you're gonna get 2, I'm gonna get 2, and then we'll split number 5. All right, so the first thing you do is, don't let the banana beat you.
Right.
You peel the banana.
The right way.
And is there a right or a wrong way to peel a banana?
This is the right way.
That's not right.
It is the right way.
Okay.
Look it up, Google it.
Oh my gosh, Google it. How is it that you can now Google absolutely everything, including how to peel a banana?
It's supposed to take the strings
We've known
off
how
better.
to peel a banana.
The little
for our
stringy
whole lives.
parts, you know what I'm talking about?
All right, anyway. So we're gonna put these into our bowl.
Throw them in there?
Yep, and you're gonna mash them up. So I have 1 potato masher, not 2.
What if they're bruised and ugly like that?
That's fine. It adds to it. In fact, you can even put these when they get to this stage and nobody wants to eat them at your house. You can put them in the freezer, and then when you're ready to make banana bread, just take them out and let them thaw. And I call that making your own banana liquor. I don't know if that's a technical term that anybody else would use, but it turns.
You're the preacher's daughter.
I am the preacher's daughter. It turns to like a mush inside the peel, and you just cut the peel off on the top, and you just.
It's nasty.
Like squeeze it into your banana bread mixture.
But it's really good.
But then you don't have to
mash the banana.
Right, because it's already. Oh, you want to get that?
Yep.
All right. So what you're gonna do is take your. We're gonna use a potato masher, and you can mash your bananas. And I don't have one, so a potato masher.
Does the cameraman want a view of this?
Go ahead, Abby. Get a view of that.
How mashed should they be? Chopped or just mashed?
They should be pretty good mashed. So I don't have a second one, so I'm gonna use a fork. And you could absolutely just use a fork.
I think the fork's better.
You think so?
I don't know.
Because I'm beating you?
Yeah.
I don't know, you've got a pretty good mash going on over there.
I'm not a very good masher.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
Smells good. If you like bananas.
Smells good and banana-y.
Tropical.
That's why it's really good to use those that have kind of gone too far that people don't want to make banana sandwiches out of anymore.
Is that good or more?
That's probably good because you're also going to mix all your other stuff up in there. All right. Good? So whether you use a fork or whether you use a potato masher, or you could even use like a handheld mixer. No, but get the banana off of it. You don't want to leave that behind. Waste not, won't not. That just hurt your teeth, didn't it?
Yes.
I saw you make that face.
Yes.
You don't like that.
I hate that.
Didn't like that sound.
I gotta remember the camera's on.
Metal on metal. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is start adding all of our ingredients. So what I was saying was you could use like a hand mixer to mix that up, like to mash your bananas if you want to pull that out. But the reason why I love this recipe is that you don't really have to have a mixer. Everything is just mixed up with your spoon and your bowl. Okay? So grab your spoon, and the next thing you're gonna add in is your 1/3 cup of melted butter. I melted you some butter over there. 1/3 cup melted butter, throw it in the microwave, melt it up, just pour it right in. Okay, and then you're gonna need Now, this recipe that I had found calls for a cup of sugar, white sugar. And if you don't want to put that much sugar in it, you can back it up to 3/4 of a cup or half a cup, but I do the cup of sugar. But what I do different is I like to do half a cup of white sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. So that's
What's the difference? Why brown sugar?
brown sugar has molasses mixed in with white sugar, and it makes it good.
Better.
Yeah. So I just like the texture it gives, and I like the color and the flavor. So there's a difference to it. So we're gonna we put in our half a cup of white, and here comes your half cup of brown. And you know what you do with brown sugar? Can you tell what I'm doing?
You mash it into the,
Yeah, it's called packing it.
what is that thing called? Measuring cup.
So you do a half a cup of, there you go, you can add that one. I have to remember to let you help.
And come get some of
Come get some of this.
my creation.
This goodness. All right, and then half a cup of brown sugar for mine. And then we're doing eggs. So we need 1 egg a piece.
Just one?
Recipe, just
I was
one
going
egg.
to show my egg cracking skills from my days at
listen.
McDonald's.
No.
Oh.
Don't crack it into this bowl.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot.
I know. Grab your measuring cup. This is my thing. I don't want to ever crack my egg over my bowl of bread or cake, because if I drop shell in, and let's face it, about 9 times out of 10 I can do that. And you're new at this, so you might do this. So you want to crack it into a cup or a bowl on the side. And
So in the
since
butter dish.
yeah, we've already used this for butter, so it's already dirtied. So there you go.
All
Good
right,
job, babe.
no shell.
Good job. All right, I'm gonna grab my egg. So same thing, just get it cracked and pour that in. There you go. All right, and we're gonna use a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of baking soda. So let's do the baking soda first because it's dry, and then we can use the same. Here you go. We use the same measuring spoon for our vanilla next.
What's the egg considered, dry or wet?
In this recipe, I mean, it's always gonna be wet, but in this recipe, it doesn't matter. You don't mix your, one whole one. Oh, here, watch, scrape it like that.
Oh,
There you go. Right.
all right.
Cool. It doesn't matter. You don't mix your wet ingredients first and then add your dry into it. You just put it all together in the bowl. So a teaspoon of vanilla.
I get to do it.
Yep, you do it.
Steady hands.
Okay.
Y'all didn't see that.
What'd you do?
Nothing?
I had my back turned.
Just a little extra vanilla.
Oh, that won't be a problem. It's delicious. Okay, and then the next thing is 1.5 cups of flour. So we're gonna add that next.
What kind of flour?
This is just AP flour.
Is that where you bought it?
No, AP flour is all-purpose flour. So it's not cake flour. It's not
Self-rising?
self-rising flour.
Oh,
You know that one.
score for
Good.
me.
It's all-purpose flour. It's what I make our bread loaves out of when I make homemade bread. And so what I'm doing now is just kind of lightening up the flour because it gets packed down in there. And then you want 1.5 cups. So this is a half a cup measure. So we're gonna have 3 of these. Okay?
You're making a mess.
I always do. That's why I have my apron on. Because this would also be all over me if I didn't have myself covered. All right, there's your measuring cup. I'm gonna pass you the flour.
I get to do this?
Yeah, you can make a mess of it.
This is not gonna be on film, right?
It's all on film. So while you're getting your 3 scoops of flour, I'm going to start mixing up my bread dough.
Don't film this, Abby.
The last thing that we'll be putting in is a half a cup of chopped walnuts. And so, and if you don't like walnuts or if you're allergic,
Good
then
enough.
leave them out. Yeah, is that your first?
Yeah.
Okay, you got 2 more to
Well,
go.
I'm making total mess.
Yes.
My hands are too big to get this jar.
You wanted to help.
It's fun.
It's like having, what's that giant in the kitchen? What's his name? Not like the Jolly Green, but, and they're like,
What are you calling me?
There's some kind of like gentle giant out there. I just can't remember. It's a book. Can't remember his name. If y'all can think of his name, like put it down below in a comment when you watch this video. It's been a long time since I've read kids' books to my kids. All right.
Did you say how many?
3.
3, not a half, right?
3. Is that your third? Abby says that's your third.
Is that my third, cameraman?
She's saying yes.
Okay.
So she won't speak. Don't speak. All right.
Now
And
we're
then
all done?
I need this back. Knock some.
Abby, come film me
there.
each station and see who's cleaner.
I think I have you beat on that.
Does this go back in here?
Okay. That's where we keep that.
All right.
All right. Let's close that up. You can just slide that out of the way. Now go ahead. You see what mine looks like?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Go ahead, like batter.
Like batter.
Yeah. Go ahead and mix that up on your side, and I'm gonna put
Fold
in.
it or just mix?
Mix it up till it's all
It
mixed
don't
up like
matter.
mine. Now I'm putting in a half a cup of walnuts. Now, I was about to say a minute ago, let me finish that thought.
Oh, sorry.
If that's okay. If you are allergic to walnuts or if you don't like them, just leave them out. That's fine. You could even put in a half a cup of chocolate chips or mini chocolate chips and make chocolate chip banana bread. Neal's shaking his head no. He doesn't like it like that. You could put in cinnamon. Some people like banana bread with cinnamon in it. And so if that's your jam, then add that in. But if not, leave it out. It's
About
really
some craisins.
easy
Let's try that.
recipe. I don't know if craisins would be very good. I've never tried raisins or craisins in
Let's try it.
banana bread. So,
Wouldn't it taste kind of like carrot cake or something?
all right, baby. Get all that flour off the side of your bowl.
Oh, I didn't know that was.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it behind. All right, so I'm spraying a bread pan. This is just like I don't know, 8x4 probably bread pan.
Is that good? Yours is lumpier than mine.
Well, that's chunks of banana, baby.
Oh, you must have not smashed as good as I did.
Maybe not. All right, you want to spray your pan?
All the way around? All
yeah,
the sides?
Yeah, because it's going to get all over there. You want to make sure none of it sticks. That's good.
I didn't get that part.
Okay, that's good. All right, now I gave you a spatula.
Yeah.
So you can use that. I like to scrape my spoon off and don't leave any batter behind on my spoon either. And then I'm going to use that spatula to make sure we get all the batter out of the bowl and into the pan. And this is going to bake in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 1 hour. I'll start checking it though at 50 minutes. I'll go and look at it and
Already?
make sure, because sometimes my oven here at this house, it cooks a little faster than I was used to. So even though my old recipe, it says an hour, I know in this oven, I'll probably check it about 10 minutes before that. Just make sure I don't overcook it. Yeah, get that in there. I like using a spatula to get all that batter out.
You gave me the bad bowl.
I gave you the,
You sabotaged this.
I really didn't. There's no good bowl.
I got the
bad
little
bowl.
spatula. I got the bad bowl.
Aw. Babe, your bread's gonna be delicious. It's a good recipe. You can't mess it up. Well, you can sling it all over the place though. Be careful, baby.
We will sell these.
We will sell these.
I'm just kidding.
We're not selling these. We're gonna eat these, and these will probably be gone by tomorrow night. Like we're making them at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. They might make it to 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. So
That's where I get my good figure from.
Mm-hmm. Here, honey, I'm gonna help you just a touch.
Well,
okay?
that spatula is.
You just have to know
It
how
is
to.
broke.
It's not broke. We want to make sure your banana bread's nice and full here, honey.
We got to get every crumb, every
really do.
drop.
Except for what you left behind. Oh my gosh. Nice.
Don't show that.
Looky there. That's okay.
No one will ever know when it
When it rises. When it
Yeah.
rises up. Okay. All right. So these are going to go in the oven, and we will give you guys a look when they come out. We'll see if you can tell which one is mine and which one's Neal's when they come out. Same kind of pan. Here we go. Okay, So now while we're waiting on our banana bread to go, it's baking in the oven, and you might hear my Instant Pot working. It's over in the corner. We're having taco soup tonight for supper, and so that's an easy recipe to make in your Instant Pot. So that's going. So if you hear that, that's what that is. So I thought, since we have apples that need to be used up, we could also make an apple dessert, because lots of people in our family love apple pie, and this is like an easy way out of an apple pie. So it's like an apple brown Betty, or apple buckle, I think they call it in places.
Who has ever heard of
We don't call it that in the South, I don't think.
Or apple brown Betty?
I don't know.
It's an apple crisp.
It's an apple crisp.
Crisp.
Crisp. Not crisp.
Crisp.
It's an apple crisp. So I'm using about 3 pounds of apple. We had a 3-pound bag and I'm 1 shy. So just about the full 3 pounds. And I was starting off by coring them, peeling them, and now I'm chopping them. And then I got tired of that, so I just cored them, leaving the peel on. So I got 4 with the peel off and 4 with the peel on. It'll add color, texture. The peel's good for you.
Does it add any flavor? No, it's peel.
Y'all gonna eat it because
You will never know.
you'll be happy you got dessert tonight.
Especially when you slather this in vanilla ice cream.
I don't think we have any of that.
Who's going on the store run?
Nobody. It's
Abby,
quarantine
you
time.
going on the store run? She's saying negative.
No, but we might have, I think we have, I have whipped cream.
That works.
Yeah,
Because we can't go out to the store anyway.
no, we're not doing that. All right, so while I finish cutting these up, could you handle the lemon? So you need to squeeze this whole lemon into there for us. Now what you have to do, you have to roll it.
I've been watching
You've been watching?
Food Network.
Okay, so you're
I do
trying
like
to.
this.
No, well, I'll cut it for you, but first you need to like roll it,
Yeah, I know.
palm of your hand.
This gets the juices flowing.
That's right. So
See?
we want to make sure that it gives out all the juice it can. So you roll that a little bit, and then we're gonna put it in here. And then we'll let you squeeze it, and that will do 2 things. We're gonna add some sugar and flour, and so the lemon juice helps be the thickener with the flour and the sugar. But it also will keep these apples from going any more brown
Abby,
than
you
they
wanna
are.
do some of my skills?
Oh, your dad wants you to see how great he is at rolling a lemon.
See, you gotta get a little palm action in there.
It's great, babe.
A little pressure. There we go.
Very good.
That
All right.
good?
Yeah, we better get it on these apples because
All right, they are turning brown already.
they're gonna go brown on us quick. So
I don't do knives, so you.
I know. Thank you. I'm just gonna cut it in half. Now the other trick is this.
With a fork.
Yep. So stick the fork in there and use that and squeeze around it. But here's the thing: keep it cut side up for me.
So the seeds don't go in there.
Exactly. We could get out a strainer and use that, but maybe we
Great
should.
trick.
Maybe we should have got out the strainer and used that. Do you need that?
Why are the seeds going in there?
They're just jumping in, aren't they? So we're gonna put in a 1/4 cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of flour.
I don't put flour, I'm gonna try one.
You can't try one. It's gonna be baked.
What's the pretty bowl for? Oh, we're gonna put it in
And
there.
then this recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, but that's not enough. So we're putting in a whole teaspoon of cinnamon in this part. We'll put more cinnamon in a bit. All right, stir all that up. I'm gonna go get you a dish to put that in.
All right.
Okay. All right, Neal. So now you're gonna start with making the topping
All right.
that's gonna go in there, and I'm gonna start chopping up some butter. I need a whole stick, and we're gonna use salted butter. We're not adding any salt to the crumble topping because we're using some salted butter, and it calls for a stick. So I'm gonna make sure I have a stick here.
Good and healthy.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
It's got fruit in it.
Yeah, it's got fruit.
All right, so you need a cup of flour.
So just dip it in here.
Go ahead. And then you're gonna need a cup and a quarter.
Level it off.
Yeah. You know, like,
Well, not with my finger, right?
well, your fingers are clean, right?
Yeah, they're clean.
Make sure you washed.
Well, everybody's so sensitive these days. I don't want to be, you know.
You don't want to offend anybody by not having good hygiene.
Exactly. All right,
We
just
want
dump
you
it in.
to- Yeah, good hygiene.
All right.
All right, and a cup and a quarter of the rolled oats. These are just old-fashioned rolled oats. Yeah.
All right. So a cup and a quarter.
Mm-hmm. And I'll find you a quarter cup because you might not be able to eyeball it.
I got one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the ball.
I'll
Okay.
listen.
Thank you for listening.
All right.
So speaking of everybody being sensitive while you're still working on that, how are things at work, like with all that's going on? How are people dealing and coping? Because you're the only person who leaves our home currently and sees anybody in person because your job's considered essential, so you go to work. So how's that going?
Work's going pretty good. It's just different because now when we go in, we have to have our temperature taken and that kind of thing. And no outside vendors or anything like that are allowed in the building. And we try to do distance ourselves as much as possible at work. But we are starting to notice that it is slowing down. And so we are all nervous. A lot of our temporary help got laid off yesterday. And so we're starting to worry a little bit about that. But hopefully we're going to see the peak of this and then the decline so it becomes a lot better. But that's about the only thing. But we do, I do notice that I do wash my hands a whole lot more than I used to.
All the time.
All the time. And I never knew how much I touched my face until now.
That's what everybody's saying. Like, people have had little memes and stuff out on Facebook teasing and kidding about it. I saw one the other day that said, evidently my 3 favorite things to do were go out to eat, go to Hobby Lobby, and touch my face.
Exactly.
You can't do any of that anymore.
That's right.
And I thought, oh, that's funny and true.
Now my nose itches.
Yeah.
Great. Every time you talk about it, my nose
All right,
itches.
you can go scratch your nose and wash
No,
your
I'm
hands.
okay.
All right, it'll pass. All right, so you're gonna need a half a cup of brown sugar. So there's that, and then we're gonna.
Do I need to mash it down again?
Pack it in there, yeah. And then
All right.
you're also gonna need another teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm gonna help by putting that in there for you. So we have a teaspoon of cinnamon on the apples, and we're doing another teaspoon of cinnamon on the crumble. Well, we are certainly praying that things get back to normal and plans can go on as planned. Neal and I have a cruise planned for later this year.
Y'all, guess where we're supposed to go in June? New York City.
We're supposed to go to New York City in June with our kids, and so we don't know. You know, everything's still uncertain, so we don't know what'll happen and if we'll be able to go or not. So we're just praying that the Lord, He gives us the time we need right now, and we're enjoying the time we have together with our family in quarantine. And then we pray that we're all back to normal as soon as possible, and we can go enjoy being on the go again. So this channel is actually called Keeping Up with Christy, and Neal named it that in hopes that I would not only be able to share what we do here with our family and cooking and all that kind of stuff that we do just with our large family that we live with, but also to show you guys some of our adventures and places we like to go. We like to cruise and travel, and I mean, just a trip to the beach or the mountains in North Carolina, we want to make it into a big thing. So right now, that's kind of what we're not getting to enjoy, of course, all of us in life. We're looking forward to the day where we all get to go back and do that, and we'll film it and take you guys along with us. So what we're doing now is we are putting the crumble that Neal made on top of the apples.
What do I get to do now?
We just spread this out. If you want to start taking that butter, I chopped it up. And Abby, if you want to come in, you can show close up all of our glorious mess. And you just spread this out. And then you're going to take all that butter, Neal, and start just dotting the top with it. So it's just cutting away.
Dotting the top. Is that
Dot the top.
technical term?
Yeah, I just made it up. So yeah, it's as technical as it's going to get.
We are going to social distance this butter. Instead of 6 feet apart, maybe what?
A thumb width.
6 centimeters apart, something like that.
Something like that. All right, so this is going to go into a 350 degree oven, which is handy because that's what the banana bread is finishing up at. And this is gonna cook for about 45 minutes until it is bubbly
I gotta get all this butter on here.
browned and yummy and delicious.
All of this on here?
Yeah, baby.
It's more butter the better.
And that's going into, here you go. That's gonna go into the oven at 45 minutes at 350 degrees. And we'll show you that alongside of our banana bread shortly. Okay. All right, so everything is baked in the oven. So the banana bread did end up taking right at an hour at 350. And I checked it at the 50 minutes. And if you touch it and it's still got that soft, gooey kind of feel, then you don't want to take it out yet. You can also test it with a toothpick. So Abby, come a little closer. This is what they look like when they come out. I think that brown sugar helps to kind of make them a little browner too.
You gotta tell whose is whose.
Well, only because yours is a little gooey on the side. That doesn't
And mine's
mean
not
anything.
pretty and round. Mine is like sunk down in there.
It's okay. It's all right. The only thing different about Neal's is the same exact recipe, but we put walnuts in this one, and there's no walnuts in that one. And it's just as good. But if you really like the nuts in it, then you'd want to add those to it. But some in our family don't care for them, so we have one with and one without. And then this is what the apple crumble looked like. And the only
Crisp.
thing, sorry, apple crisp,
Yeah.
crumble, buckle, anything. The only thing is that little pieces of flour around there that didn't get like the butter on it, and we put a stick-ish of butter, like a little over a stick, and it still didn't quite hit all the flour. The only way to kind of not have that happen is if you mix in, like cut your butter into your flour, and if you cut it in with like a fork and mix it up good and then pour it out, that'll keep that from happening. But here at our house, we don't care. It's flour and it's fine. We know it's in there and it's gonna taste good because it has a stickish of butter. So it'll be delicious. Are you pleased with your baking?
I am pleased with my baking, but here's what I want to tell you. I didn't think I was really going to enjoy this, but I really did. And so here's what I want you to do. When you go to our channel, or to Christy's channel, go on there, make sure that you subscribe and you like it, and then also that you hit the bell at the top so you get all the notifications about all the other videos we do. But here's what I want, all right? I challenge you, send me a recipe that you would like to see me try, all right? And then we'll do another video where I have to try to make your recipe. All right, deal? Does that sound cool?
Sounds good. We'll try it.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us. Stay safe, stay healthy. We're praying for you all. Love you guys.
Wash
Thanks
your
for
hands.
watching.